It would have to be later, I mean, the way we're looking at this, it was fun today. It's the first time Baron Morton's thrown in practice since going into West Virginia, where he was the backup before Tyler got hurt. So it was good to see him throw today. We're taking it, one game at a time. Our objective is to go out and find a way to beat TCU, and go from there. And we've really talked about it. We always talk about it. Y'all have seen the signs about being 1-0, but being 1-0 this week, coming into the bye week, taking care of our bodies. We just got through scrimmaging the young guys. I will tell you it's fun the last 2 days to watch. We scrimmaged the young guys the last 2 days, and it's fun to watch the young receivers, TJ West, DJ Crest. Kelby made a really good catch. Aiden Meeks had a touchdown yesterday. So it was good to see. But it's also fun to see, Baron Morton's out here and he's in full pads. Jacob Rodriguez was in shells the last 2 days, so helmet and shoulder pads running around. He'll be interesting. Again, I want him to be feeling really good and 100%, but he's at practice. I feel really good that we've got a great chance of having Mason York back. And so it's really, the young guys that have played are going to, but we're not going to push any of the young guys in, especially right now, trying to focus on TCU and getting better with the guys we have.
How much different does this week look since you played 2 days earlier next week?
Sunday is like a Tuesday, so tomorrow we've got community service. We're going to a bunch of elementary schools to read. They've got a big lift in the morning, and then Friday they'll be off. Saturday's kind of like a Monday, so it's an off day for them, but we'll have all our cut-ups of TCU so they can come in and watch on Saturday, and then Sunday will be a Tuesday practice. And so a little bit different. The good thing is they'll get a day off in the back end, so they'll get a couple days at the front end. I'm going to give them Friday we won't practice after that game. We will do med check and everything, get a quick lift, but they'll have Friday evening and Saturday off, and then back at it.
So Joey, you're expecting that Baron will be ready?
Oh, he'll play. If we played today, he would play. Yeah, he's back. Yeah.
What about Cole Spencer? Is he progressing?
He's progressing. He's still, I don't see him against TCU, and frustrating. I know he's really frustrated. It's where the break is. He's got a broken toe, and you're like, every lineman and every. But the problem is that where the break is right on the Liz Frank. So the Liz Frank, you didn't do anything there, but it's so close that any kind of damage now, you're out. That rehabs somewhere to 6 to 8 months, and I don't want to do that to him.
So with that break, is there any timeline? Is there any hope?
We took one. It was kind of like Jacob. Jacob's was more ligament issues, so we've put him in a cast and non-weight bearing. We took that cast off. They've re-x-rated. They still don't feel 100%, so it'll be again like take the cast off, x-ray it. As soon as they feel good, then he can go.
Joey, a few guys that we didn't see the other night or saw a little of Harvey Dice and Jalen Peoples, and didn't see him. Why did Josiah not play more than he did?
Just from the standpoint of we played Ben and Bryce, more, and when Josiah got in there, we're actually going to move him back to Mike with Jacob coming back. So I think to be like our 4 linebackers that I expect to play against TCU are Jacob Rodriguez, Ben Roberts, Bryce Ramirez, and Josiah Pierre. He was in the first group today. So just as far as who we were going with, Jalen was sick all week, so he didn't make the trip. Same thing with Hard, man. We had some stuff running through the team, and they were both stomach viruses. And we didn't even take them just from the standpoint of they weren't going to be able to help us, and so we didn't take them. We took some healthy guys.
How has Jake responded after the 3 turnovers at BYU, coming back and getting back to work?
So it's funny. If y'all saw the last 2 scrimmages where you're a true freshman and there's a lot of redshirt freshmen and true freshmen going against, where he's looked really good, because I think the games, as bad as some of the interceptions were and the frustration, the game has definitely slowed down for him. So he's had the last 2 days. He's had really good days in our scrimmages. But you know, the thing about the quarterback position is it's kind of like playing corner. You know, you got to bounce back. I mean, I think it's Ted Lasso with the mindset or the memory of a goldfish. You know, I think that is. I don't know who says it, but you really have to be that way, because if not, you're never going to be able to respond or get better. You know, and we've got to learn. You know, he's got to learn from it. You know, different things that he could do to get the ball out faster or let the window open on the other side versus trying to, you know, fit it through. And then we've got to help him.
Coach, when you're scrimmaging with the young guys, is it the quarterback position? Is it Jake and Will, or is it Cooper?
No, Jake and Will, and it's really more Jake than anything. You know, right now, just because he's our number 2, so we're trying to, you know, get him as many. It's not live on him, but it's live, so it's live all the way up until it gets in his lap. You know, and you know, we're tackling the running backs, tackling the receivers and everything, and tight ends, and so right now we need him to get as many reps as possible.
Coach, Rusty struggled with snaps against BYU, has kind of struggled some throughout the year. What's the plan with center going forward, and has there been any thought about Dennis maybe sliding back?
Yeah, he's sliding over. Rusty's going to right guard, and Dennis is going to center. It's not the reason that we're not doing that. We're doing it injury to his right elbow, and you saw it at the end. Now, we had bad snaps throughout the game, so it wasn't. You can't use that as an excuse from early in the game. Or we had snaps that were off target. I think there was 26% of the snaps that were off target. So meaning that quarterback, I don't care who it is, anytime you've got to take your eyes away, you know, down or anything like that, it's hard to play that position. So our plan is to move Dennis to center and Rusty to right guard.
So what do you attribute the number of off-target snaps to? I mean, is that a concentration thing, or is it having a 290-pound guy?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of that. I think it's you know, I know this sounds crazy, but I think it's, you know, it's happened all year at different times of guys trying to do too much, you know, instead of just doing what they're supposed to do. Everything starts with a snap. So the centers have got to understand that that's the most important thing, especially in the offense that we're in. I mean, anytime you're in a gun, the 95 to 99% of the time, those snaps are so important, you know, because the quarterback can't make you right. You know, if you're under center, then the quarterback can make some bad snaps right, you know, just by strong hands and stuff like that when it's off target. So I think a mixture. I think he's really trying hard. The end of the game was more his elbow, you know, and then again, it was also like, hey, let us switch you out. We're not taking you out. We'll just bump you over to right guard. You know, you're one of our best 5, and so that's the plan going into TCU.
Was this a problem for him at Western Kentucky?
No.
Some of the coaches have obviously been.
No, I mean, Hamby's had him, and so no, it hadn't been a problem.
Coach, needing to win 3 of the next 4 to become bowl eligible, and what's been the message of your team?
1-0. Like it's just like you know, when you're in any case, like there's no magic. Like we don't have a game coming up against TCU that's going to make us bowl eligible. Like it still counts 1, you know, and so you got to do that. Like we've got to worry about us getting better and knowing who our opponent is, but us getting better. We've not played very good football. You know, we didn't play very good football. And then the biggest message is take care of the football. And on the other side, you know, the frustrating thing about the last 2 games is we can say we've turned the ball over, I think 4 times against K-State, maybe 3, 5 times against BYU. We've had 0 takeaways. So we're not balancing it out either. We're not, you know, giving the offense short fields. You know, and so I think that's a big part of it too. The message is like playing off of each other, but, you know, being 1-0. I think that's the biggest thing, because if we start thinking about that, I mean, we're so far away from that, we got to worry about what's right in front of us.
Why do you think the defense hasn't come up with turnovers? Is it a lack of pass rush for getting to the quarterback as much as last year?
Well, we've dropped some. Rabbit will tell you he should have had 3, and he should have had 2 of the 3. I mean, you don't have to jump on the first one. Run through the ball, and it's probably a pick 6. It's the ball they're coming out, driving into. I think it was the first quarter. They're throwing it to 83. He breaks on the ball, and instead of just running through the ball, and again, he's fixed to hit the knee braces, the guys that wear the knee braces, so we expect him to make those guys miss. And he jumps up, so instead of it hitting his hands, it hits him in the chest. And so stuff like that. I mean, you know, you go back to K-State, Rashad dropped a interception that would have got us off the field, we would have had the lead 21-17. So part of turnovers is when they throw you the ball, you got to catch it, you know. And we had a couple of those the other night. I mean, Rabbit said I should have had 3. I think he had 2 legitimate. He had his hands on 3 of the passes, but he should have caught 2 of them.
Barron was limited before the injury when he was out. I mean, is there any limitation in practice this week? And if not, how has he looked?
No limits. You know, he'll be ready to go, and a lot bigger smile on his face. Guy was fighting through a lot. He had a grade 3 AC sprain, which is extremely painful. Best quarterback in football played with that. That was here. I think you could probably check the number. I think he set a record for passing in that one game, you know, and with Pat Mahomes. And so it's something that you can definitely play with. It's just the pain, and it's not even the pain during the game. It's like the next day you feel like you got hit by a truck, you know. And his just as far as his shoulder mobility, he feels great, and you can tell like what he's wearing on his face is just smiling a lot more whenever he's out here because he feels a lot better.
Got time
And
for a
so,
couple more.
and so his back is feels a little better too.
Yeah, I mean, getting a rest. I mean, as much as I know he wanted to play, and as much as I wanted him to play, I think for these next 4 weeks, him getting healthy, you know, it's kind of a blessing in disguise if there is anything that good can come out of, you know, your starting quarterback not getting to play.
What conclusions have you drawn since the Jaden York incident?
Yeah, Spitgate
Back in
2023. So, 2 things. Jaden York said he did not do it. I've seen every video, TV copy. I would ask y'all to go back and review the TV copy and see that if there is I think if I spit in your face, there would be a reaction. And the reaction is that you either wipe it off or you hit me in the mouth. So go back and watch the TV copy and see what everybody believes. Just watch the TV copy. It's nothing against the officials. It's nothing against 92. It's nothing against Jane York. They slow it down. Go watch the TV copy and see, like, just as a logical human being, the conclusions that you draw. So my guys both say that they didn't do it.